Hey everyone! Last May I decided to remove my landscape fabric 6 years after I had first installed it. Who does that? So today I wanted to explain why I removed all this old weed barrier and how I did it. Yay! Let's get started! From 2014 to 2016, I removed a lifetime supply of English ivy, aka the devil's favorite ground cover. You can learn more about that process in my ivy removal video. After the ivy was gone for good, I put down cardboard, jute, and landscape fabric to help block weeds and support the slope while the new plants filled in. Removing ivy is a huge undertaking, so I wanted to be completely sure that no lingering ivy seeds would grow back. And it worked. The ivy is gone for good. So once the landscape fabric had done its job, I had more reasons to remove it than to keep it. For starters, landscape fabric makes it harder to get nutrients and oxygen to your plant's roots. All the beneficial mulch, leaves, and pine needles that land above the fabric won't be able to mix with the soil underneath the fabric. Second, it can block desirable plants as well as weeds. If you want your favorite flowers to reseed and spread through your garden, that will be more difficult. Plus, after some time, weeds will probably land above the weed barrier and take root anyway, and it will be harder to pull them when they're entwined with the fabric. And my favorite reason for removing landscape fabric is to save the bees. 70% of our peaceful native bees nest in the ground. They need bare soil to build their nests and carry on the population. They won't tunnel through weed barrier. Native bees are typically solitary, so they don't have the defensive instincts of huge colonies of honeybees or yellow jackets. It's an absolute joy having them in the yard. A few of my mason bees snuck into the video here to say hi. Whatever your reason for removing weed barrier, you've probably guessed that it can be a pain to do, especially on a slope. Like anything else, I did it one piece at a time. I brushed back the mulch and started pulling. There were small gaps around the plants which helped, but I had used a generous amount of landscape staples to attach all of this fabric, making it challenging to remove. Some of my plants, like sedums, had grown over the fabric, so I separated them and set the sedums back in place. Luckily, I was able to pull up some decent-sized chunks of weed barrier. It wasn't so old or flimsy that it was splitting into a million little pieces, just a few hundred maybe. And as you saw earlier, a shovel came in handy for areas where the landscape fabric was especially deep. Afterward, I used a rake to smooth out the mulch I had disturbed. Now all that mulch can finally start feeding the soil. That was last May, and I wanted to show you the results this May. Guess who moved in? I'm finding new bee nests every day. Here's one happy mama digging her tunnel. Watch her little bee butt disappear. Adorable, right? Removing the landscape fabric created habitat for bees and made my plants happier too. Even though it's a big job, every little bit helps if you want to start removing some of the landscape fabric from your yard. The bees will thank you.